Singing, dancing, and acting. These three pillars are the foundation that the Youth Singers program is built on. Performance is the craft we practice, but what we learn is so much more. Resilience, dedication, and determination are the byproduct of the focused pursuit of our craft. These qualities serve our singers well. From classrooms to boardrooms, youth singers are leaders in any occupation they choose to pursue. Belonging to youth singers also inspires a lifelong passion for the arts, and there's no telling where that passion may take you.
My name is Kulich. I'm a professional opera singer. I was in Youth Singers from 90 to 92.
My name is Tanya Dusevic-Vitek, and I was in Youth Singers of Calgary beginning in 1985, right in the very first year of the choir. And I was in the choir until I graduated from grade 12 in 1990.
I'm Jeff Lillico. I was with the Youth Singers of Calgary for 6 years, from 1992 to 1998. 6 wonderful years.
Hi everybody, this is Raghav. I am a proud Youth Singer alumni. I was in the Youth Singers from 1994 to 1997.
Hey everyone, my name is Jared Bane. I was in the Youth Singers of Calgary for 13 amazing years. Now I'm a professional actor in the TV and film industry.
Hi, my name is Jessica Ekstad. I have been involved with the Youth Singers of Calgary for around 22 years now. I am a local Calgary artist.
Hi, my name is Connor Meek. I was involved in Youth Singers from 3rd grade or Kids Express all the way up until Act 3. And these days I'm living in Toronto, Ontario as a full-time actor and musical theater performer. I'm actually in Niagara right now in tech for this show called Forever Plaid.
The Youth Singers gave me a chance as a teen to explore a lot of different kind of music, but also it just gave me a chance to perform. And I really gravitated at the time towards musical theater. At the core of it was a love of performing.
Youth Singers of Calgary definitely inspired the artist that I became. Being in Youth Singers as a young person growing up in Calgary was extremely influential.
Being a part of the Youth Singers inspired my career choices in so many ways. I was so glad and grateful. And to think of like where I started, where I was when I started, and how much I learned over the time that I was there. It's quite remarkable to have an opportunity to be able to grow like that.
It's probably one of the most memorable things that I've done in the performing arts in my life. And it played a huge part in me wanting to pursue music as a career further. But even more important than that, it taught me life lessons that I carry with me today and I think have held me in good stead in a very complicated industry.
Youth Singers taught me a lot of skills that I needed to be successful at my career. Not only did they teach me singing, dancing, and acting, but they also taught me professionalism, how to work in a group, and leadership. These skills are what made me successful on shows such as The 100, Arrow, When Calls the Heart, and most recently, a Hallmark Movie of the Week. I made the best friends ever at Youth Singers. I still talk to most of them on a daily basis. They are my best friends. They're my support group, I love them, and they aren't going anywhere.
When I think about how being a part of Youth Singers growing up inspired my career choice, I know the obvious reason, but when I think about the other ways that Youth Singers inspired me, I immediately think to the lessons that me and my peers got, whether they went into the performing arts or not.
I really loved the camaraderie of it. It also gave a community where I had value, and I think what dictates where we end up a lot of the time is where are you appreciated? Where do you have value? And to have that as someone who is young and unsure of their place, but someone who was being affirmed for having value in a musical community, that really helped. And it solidified my desire to keep going in that business.
My participation in Youth Singers influenced my career as soon as I left Calgary to study at the Juilliard School. And to this very day, one of the reasons that I created my own organization, Bridge Music, is because of those incredible community music sharing experiences I had as a young person growing up.
How did Youth Singers affect my career path? Well, Youth Singers completely affected my career path. Without the training and coaching in singing and acting and dancing, I would have never had the confidence or ability to apply for theater school and get in. And because of that, I've now started a career. So many of my memories are just from being in the rehearsal hall and meeting people who were like me and liked the things that I liked. And Youth Singers became a second home and a second family. No matter what kind of week I was having, I knew that I could come to a safe space and be with people who understood me and learn new things and just have a great time.
I'm well aware that 90% of people that enter, that get into the Youth Singers aren't going to pursue a career necessarily in the arts or in the performing arts, but the lessons that I learned there, the friendships that I made there, they're invaluable, and they've helped me every step of the way. So much so that now that I'm back in town, my daughter is 5 years old, and I very much plan this summer on getting her started on her Youth Singer of Calgary journey.
So even though lots of my peers growing up in Youth Singers didn't choose to go into the performing arts as a career, I know that we all experienced those same lessons of flexibility, leadership with compassion, and dreaming big and going after those dreams.
Through its mentorship of students who show an interest in an arts career, Youth Singers' artistic team has launched the careers of a new generation of arts contractors, providing them with that all-important first work experience.
Hi, my name is Chris Thompson. I'm the assistant producer here at Youth Singers, and I work on the marketing team as well. I was a dorky teenager, introverted teenager, got invited to join Youth Singers. I was like, wow, the Mount Royal Junior Youth Choir, like I hit it the big time. I was in Youth Singers for many, many years in senior high, in Act 3, and then in On Cue. In the early 90s, when I was in university, I got offered to be a resident choreographer. Tricia Penner mentored me into a position working on staff as a choreographer, and eventually became principal choreographer for the organization and responsible for a whole team of choreographers. Slowly, those teams grew to now having this huge team of choreographers and dance captains and all sorts of people working for the organization.
Hi, I'm Catherine Burrows, and I joined Youth Singers in the fall of 1994. I am currently the lead creator for Act 3, a guest choreographer for Shine, and I also am the director of dance ensembles.
Hi, I'm Jeff Diodati. I started in the Youth Singers in the fall of 1994. Now I'm the resident choreographer for the Act 3 division, and I'm the theater arts director for the entire company.
Hi, I am Lauren Thompson. I started in Youth Singers in the fall of 1996. At Youth Singers right now, I am currently the resident choreographer of Kadazzle and Kids Express. And in my everyday life, I still work at Youth Singers, and I am the director of marketing and communications. I know when I started as a kid in Youth Singers, it sparked something in me. It was something I didn't know that I enjoyed, something I didn't know I had in me, and something that a lot of people pulled out of me. My confidence, my skills, my talent, whatever it was. And now I'm teaching that age group, and it's kind of coming full circle, and every single day I get to see that spark come out in those kids, whether it's a spark and a passion for the arts or a spark for who they are and discovering who they are and who they want to be. I literally every single week on Thursdays for 15 years, I have seen that happen for those kids.
I think very simply what inspired me to want to be on staff at Youth Singers were the staff that I learned from. I learned to dance by Chris. So looking up to, choreographers that I loved their work, the theater arts directors that taught me acting, gave me my passion for the arts at a very young age. Fast forward to when I graduated from university, it was 2009, so for anyone who remembers that year, there wasn't a job anywhere across all industries. I came back from school and I met with Shirley Penner and said that I was having a tough time finding work, and she said, hey, we've got a job for you here, and I started as the theater arts assistant.
So I was in the senior high division, and I was doing a lot of dance training outside of Youth Singers as well, and Chris noticed that and I think wanted to give me a little bit of an extra challenge, and so he just asked me if I wanted to choreograph a little dance break section of a piece. and the rest is kind of history. And then I kind of just fell in love with teaching, and that's what I've done ever since, and that's my bread and butter, is teaching dance. And so that moment was obviously very pivotal for me and kind of steered the course for the rest of my life. So thanks.
You're welcome. Back when I was a choreographer and as a principal choreographer, let me tell you, you've got to choreograph 400 people on stage of all ages and skills. And by the way, they have rehearsal at this time and that time, and we've got to get them onto the stage. It requires like all sorts of organization.
So at Youth Singers, you learn a ton of skills. Being a team player, work ethic, focusing on supporting each other. When I'm not at Youth Singers, I'm a sales and marketing professional, and I sell for the railroad. And I can say that skills that I learned at Youth Singers, I use every day.
You're orchestrating so many things. You've got balls in the air. You've got this person working on this over here, this person working on this over here. You've got people's schedules, all these sort of things. Moving forward, you just have to be able to multitask.
For me in my marketing profession, it's all about creativity, and it's all about, being confident in your skills and telling stories. And at Youth Singers, I've learned how to tell a story through movement and through dance and through song, but I've been able to kind of take that and mold that into a marketing spin and how to tell that story to different audiences.
In sales, there's so much of that where you work with different people. And so knowing your audience has been $1 million skill that I've learned at Youth Singers and as a performer that I bring to work every day.
I've also really learned through my time at Youth Singers and creating, on teams and with other people, is that other people bring brilliant ideas that you may not think of, and in marketing, you want all these different melting pots of ideas to come up with this one beautiful story that everyone can relate to.
The people are the name of the game. As a manager, I've learned to just support people from underneath. There's no top-down management. It's supporting people so that they can do their best and be their best. And I think that's what you do in the arts, is you're supporting these performers and these young people to discover themselves, discover their talent, to develop as human beings so that they can be their best and do their best job for what it is that you're doing.
As a small business owner, I deal with a lot of people, and so I learned through working with Youth Singers how to work as a part of a team, how to manage a team, how to delegate work to that team, and also how to work with clients and to work with other artists and to interact with parents and students. And that has been invaluable in the success of my business, I think. And I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is what is behind the business is more important than the business itself. So I think what I'm trying to say is that Youth Singers has always just been about love and about heart and about encouraging people and sharing art and creativity. It's never been a business. It's never been about making money or exposure or anything like that. It's about making a difference in people's lives. And I think that that's one of the most important things that I've learned, is that if you have the right intention behind what you're doing, you're going to be successful.
These arts professionals have, in turn, taken their skills and passion and shared them with the larger Calgary and Alberta arts community.
I chose an arts career many years ago because I was inspired to do that through Youth Singers. I'm the entertainment director at Callaway Park.
I am the co-owner and co-director of Ill Effects Entertainment and Education.
Chris hired me for Callaway Live as a Callaway Live dancer. Catherine has hired me for her Ill Effects company, and I've done a few professional gigs there with her.
I've gotten to work as a performer at Callaway Park.
And then the theater world kind of took off. I've done a lot of work with Storybook Theater.
I've been on stage and behind the stage at Storybook Theater.
Storybook Theater.
I've done some work both in my marketing life as well as choreographing with Lunchbox Theater.
I've gotten to work as the artistic director of Front Row Center.
I've worked with the Shakespeare Company. I've worked a ton with Forte Musical Theatre Guild, and we actually partnered with Theatre Calgary.
I've worked with Decidedly Jazz Dance Works.
I've worked at Decidedly Jazz Dance Works.
I've worked at many high schools, many dance dance studios in the city.
I've had the honor of getting to teach at high schools all across Calgary.
Numerous schools, teaching in schools, both in the Catholic and public school system.
Bunch of entertainment companies as well.
And Fuse Entertainment and the Muse Group.
Outside of Calgary internationally, I worked with the International Theme Park Association for many years on their Entertainment Professionals Committee, and so I got to work alongside professionals at Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios, Busch Gardens, Hershey Park, and a few from Europe and Asia as well.
Sort of one of my little prize projects and prize contracts was with Forte and Storybook, and it was a original show that has actually just recently been workshopped for sort of a script writing workshop in New York.
Corporate companies like Shell and Synovus.
Locally as well, I'm an illustrator, and that's all part of the arts, right? So I've been part of the Calgary Expo for many years as my own company. I'm doing illustration. I've done designs for Disney pins, those little pins that you get and trade at Disneyland. Done a bunch of designs for those. Done some copyright licensed material for Rick and Morty for the Cartoon Network. It's just been a very broad arts career that really started at U Singers. U Singers was my very first arts contract that I ever did, and then never looked back.
There are a number of wonderful arts organizations in Calgary, but I think what sets Youth Singers apart is that we don't just create great artists and singers and dancers and actors, we create great people. And it is the love and the heart that this organization is run with that feeds into everybody and touches every single person that comes through these doors. And those people go out into the world as better human beings, and they do wonderful things for the community of Calgary and outside of Calgary, wherever they may end up. But that's absolutely why the larger community of Calgary should care about Youth Singers, is the beautiful people that come out of here and the things that they go out and do.
Why does Youth Singers matter? That question's almost like, why does having great citizens in the city matter? It matters having the arts be a vehicle for young people to then grow up and become great citizens, be connected with the city, with people from all across the city, to have confidence in what it is that they're doing in their lives, whether that is continuing in the arts or anything that they do. And having a focus on the community at large. That's a city that I want to live in.
Any day spent doing what you love is a day well spent. Youth Singers has been the starting point for so many young people to follow their passion, to see the arts as a viable, lifelong pursuit, to dream big, and to make every day their best day ever.
I want to be an arts therapist.
A piano teacher.
Actor, singer, or dancer.
A welder.
A Broadway actress.
A museum archivist.
Actor or a singer, dancer, basically anything to do with the arts.
A professional performer.
Singer, actor, or director.
Singer, dancer.
An actor.
A singer and an actor.
I don't know what I want to be yet.
The best day ever. The best day.